Well, hello my friends and fans everywhere. Once again, it's your fitness captain speaking on another positively sublime, glorious day here in the powerful country of Canada. It's a hot, sultry day as well. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and gals out there, kids alike. It's so great to be alive, you know. I always say we live in a remarkable and privileged era, an era of space travel and exploration. Of course, we live in the informative information superhighway, uninhibited, unedited as well. Speaking of space, of course, as you guys know, if you've watched any of my videos, you know your fitness captain's favorite hobby is astronomy and studying our massive SSP, that secret space program. That's right, more videos to come on that. Speaking of which, I keep forgetting, my friends, I have 2 YouTube channels if you're ever curious and want to check them out. I could use more fans and followers. I'm trying to make an impact and make my mark on society, friends. Just trying to get the truth out, as I always say, right? So let's get those YouTube channels out of the way. The first one is Jason Fitness Captain SD. I used to say Fitness Captain SD. I wasn't saying my YouTube channel correctly a long time ago when I said it. So it's Jason, first name Jason, and then Fitness Captain SD. That last name is E-S-T-E-Y, okay? The second YouTube channel I don't have a lot of videos on there right now. I hope to put more of that secret space program videos on this other YouTube channel, although they're on the first one as well. But the second one is Informant at Lockheed. Informant is small case letters, and Lockheed, I believe, is a capital L, and then it's spelled L-O-C-K-E-E-D, Lockheed. Informant at Lockheed. So I'd be honored, especially you guys, my friends and fans, if you check it out, some of those videos in your spare time. And the Fitness Captain, of course, Jason Fitness Captain SD. Hopefully we'll put more workout videos on there. I hope you guys are living the healthy lifestyle. Speaking of that, and you know, I always say working out, it nurtures the synergy between the body, mind, and spirit, right? Yoga does the same thing largely too. A lot of women love to do yoga. You know, us guys, a lot of us guys like to lift the weights. More women are getting into weightlifting as well because it is good for your BMC, your bone mineral content. Any exercise is, but particularly the weight training. So, you know, for ladies, you don't have to go full blast with the weights, but if you do it a couple days a week, just make sure you keep those bones extra strong. It really helps tone up those muscles as well. There's nothing wrong with that. And then continue to do your other favorite sports, whether it be an exercise like yoga, because yoga is great for your mind and spirit as well. So, you know, speaking of which, I have a palpable passion for working out. I think you can tell that, my friends, of course, right? You know, working out is my spiritual animal. I'm a fitness freak and fanatic, as I like to say, because I love how it makes you feel. And, you know, there's more fitness freak and fanatics out there nowadays with, you know, the healthy lifestyle that's out there, right? You know, we got to try and inspire others to live that healthy lifestyle because it's so important, friends. I hope I'm not jumping around too much here on this video. No, but more people are into exercise nowadays. And again, when you have a great workout, it gives you a feeling of vigor, power, and self-esteem, doesn't it? It really does. So, and I just want to say one of my other expressions I like to try to tell you, friends, and it's so true that, you know, try to live your truth, express your love, share your enthusiasm, you know, chase your dreams. Don't stop, my friends. And, you know, walk your talk, take action towards your dreams, right? Dance and sing to your own music. Oh yeah, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's right. And embrace your blessings and make every day worth remembering. Live every day like it's your last. Okay, friends? And take one day at a time. You know, a lot of times we feel overwhelmed in the high stress societies that we live in, a lot of us. Well, if you take one day at a time, hopefully that'll slow you down, okay? And that's why yoga is excellent for that. Meditation. I find working out is sort of my meditation. I also do some yoga as well. I just don't do the fancy poses, like twisting my body all the way around, because I had, you know, just a minor back injury years ago. But it's 85%. I don't need it to be 100% anyways, because I'm also careful and I have good form. I try to with the exercises. And friends, if you watch any of my workout videos, you'll know that form is very important, especially for getting that shape of the muscle, okay? Try to have good form on your exercises. You know, unless you're trying to be a power lifter, you know, you really should have good form. So, well, even power lifters need good form from time to time, all right? Anyways, again, I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm gonna go for a walk soon, but I just wanted to say again, you know, people ask me sometimes, though, when I talk about secret space program and these shadow governments and certain nefarious military groups, the deep state, for example, and how they operate, how these dark forces are controlling our world. Sometimes people will come up to me and say, well, what can I do? I mean, the governments do what they do. What can I do? Well, my response would be, you know, don't go into every battle with the expectation that you have to win. You know, it's great if you do, but don't go into it thinking that you have to. Do go into battle with the idea that you're going to search for the truth. And preferably, that means you're going to do some real research and investigation, which I always find enticing, friends. And I give credit to the other researchers that I'm trying to follow. And over time, hopefully I'll become a better researcher. So go into it searching for the truth, because if you do, I can't find a better way. You're going to live a life of integrity. Your life is going to be much more meaningful. It's going to have real purpose to it and significance, right? And if you speak the truth, so after you open those doors for the truth and you speak the truth, my friends, you're going to have more strength. We got more people enjoying a gorgeous day at the park. What can you do? It's great. So you're going to have more strength. You're going to empower yourself when you speak the truth, right, friends? And we're going to get our sovereignty and power back, okay? And not only that, you know, you're going to have more direction in your life. Your life's going to be more exciting when you speak the truth. And in the end, friends, you're going to live a more full, courageous life. And you're going to have a chance, a real chance to make a mark in life and leave a legacy behind. That's what I'm trying to do and hope to do, friends, with some of my videos, I hope, in time. And, you know, again, you can have that same chance to leave your mark, and you can strip away, find the resources within to strip away the illusions that you were brought up with, right? And strip away the illusions within you to realize true reality, how these forces operate in our world, whether it be the space economy, politics, etc., friends, because, you know, you'll have a deeper understanding, a real self-realization, actualization, and you're going to be able to help other people in the process of making real change. Because if you have that self-awareness, that self-realization, you're going to raise your consciousness, in other words, friends. You're going to take your life to a whole other meaningful direction. We're going to make that paradigm transformative shift. And again, I always say, friends, in other words, it starts with intelligent conversation, right? You search for the truth. If you speak the truth, if we all get together, friends, we can make that societal shift. And I usually use it in the context of getting that anti-gravity, that amazing free energy that we've been suppressed from for 60 plus years. The whole world, the public, we've been suppressed and lied to on this issue, friends. It's so crucial and timely in our world today. And for decades and decades, these nefarious military intel agencies, the deep state, the elitists, the financial cabal, call them what you will, the people that are in charge, that have been lying to us, covering up the anti-gravity, they need to be exposed, and they need to smarten up and allow us to have access to this free energy. We need to get it, friends, because again, it's going to revolutionize this world in more ways than we can imagine. There will be no more pollution, or very little. You're going to get the energy from the zero-point energy, the vacuum of space. That's what the Nazis were working on in the 1930s, right? I told you about this on other videos. We'll talk more about those Nazis and how they conglomerated and amalgamated with those Americans and ultimately curating amazing UFO technologies, going back to their projects that they were working on in the 1930s, and then with the great American scientists working with those Nazi scientists after 1947, they came out, and I always describe it, friends, they came out with some amazing, gnarly UFO radical technology. just truly breathtaking, astounding, remarkable technology that's been seen worldwide, whether it be UFO flying saucers. You got your 600-foot black triangles called the TR-3B. We know this from whistleblowers on the technology and what the Nazis were working on. I'll describe the technology one day, friends, on another video. And then you got cigar-shaped craft as well that literally are two football field wide cigar-shaped craft, and even more massive ones out in space. Billy Carson owns his own space company. I told you, friends, he tells you they are as big, massive as small cities. You talk about the ability to deliver massive military assets going off-world. That's what's happening, friends. We got breakaway civilizations, these elitists, so-called elitists, taking people and hardware technology, doing what they're doing on off-world to the moon and Mars. We got monolith structures all over the place in our solar system, particularly on the moon and Mars, and they're zipping along everywhere. There's even circumstantial evidence. I think they've been to Mercury, I believe, if I got that planet right in our solar system on that one, but certainly the moon and Mars. Billy Carson tells you, friends, over 50,000 anomalies him and his researchers so far have tracked out of 1 million photos from NASA. And there's about 7 or 8 million photos they figure all together to download. But and of course he tells you we have the right as taxpayers to know what is in those photos from NASA. I mean, come on. And NASA, I mean, they're such a joke. Okay, they've done some good work, but NASA, JPL, was founded, created as part of the U.S. Military intelligence establishment, right? If you dig in, you realize this. Most people don't even know that. So, of course, they're a cover, and they cover so much up. I mean, they can't cover everything, but I mean, in the 1960s, for example, just a small example, friends, or a big example, actually, you know, they didn't have near as good technology as they do now with cameras and the way they can cover things up and structures. So back then, they would literally put tape on structures on the moon. Tape over top of what they don't want you to see. You talk about an egregious lie. Oh my God. So, and it just goes on and on. I mean, they dolly down the contrast. They pan the cameras away. They cut live feeds all the time in space. I mean, it's just, it's a joke. I almost laugh facetiously the way NASA tries to cover up. So just remember, friends, when we talk about other videos on the secret space program, I'm going to go into how, of course, I just want to leave it by saying that NASA is a cover for the NRO and the Air Force secret space programs that are going on. Of course, we know we have private satellites in space, you know, and all this stuff, and the military admits they know, you know, we know there's military activities going on in space. But I'm talking about real breakaway civilizations going to the moon and Mars as well, friends and fans. Mining the moon for uranium-235. They're mining for helium-3. You got minerals like brass and mica. I mean, it just goes on. There's trillions of dollars to be made on the moon. I can't blame for the military being there, but we should know the truth. We need transparency in our world today. Friends, I know I love getting on a rant on the secret space program. I'm so passionate about it because it is so important, friends. Now, I forget what I was talking about there. I wanted to leave off by saying, so the NASA is a cover for the NRO, the Air Force space programs, and yet the NRO and the Air Force is also a cover. And you might ask, well, what are they a cover for? What could they be a cover for? Well, they're a cover for the Navy. The Navy now is spearheading the large, massive UFO fleets, largely coming out from the oceans. They call them, of course, USOs, unsubmersible objects, and they can literally be tracked on radar. There's videos of these USOs coming into the oceans, actually, and probably videos coming out as well at times. Just go to Secure Team, friends. You're going to be amazed. You're going to see USOs in the oceans at times. They've been seen worldwide by people, especially in Puerto Rico. That's the second deepest part of the ocean, for example, friends. And so a lot of people think the U.S. hide their submarines there. It's a great place to hide, and other places around the world too. And there's no doubt, because literally witnesses almost every day have seen USOs coming out of the oceans in Puerto Rico, and again, they can be tracked, and you can see them in space and been tracked on radar. Go to Secure Team with a guy named Tyler, my friends, and you'll see all these videos. He gets people sending videos from all over the world, I apologize. I hope at least I'm going to start to photocopy more pictures of what I'm talking about. And when I get a video camera and help somebody to help me with graphics, I'm going to show you guys and gals also more photos and videos of what I'm talking about. But trust me, I've been doing my research, friends. I'm not telling you really anything that isn't happening, okay? And anytime if I do speculate, I try to speculate on very good reasoning. And again, trying to back up with these other researchers that I follow, okay? Because, you know, you have to use critical thinking, my friends. You just got to collect the data points. It doesn't mean we're always going to connect the dots together, as Joseph P. Farrell says, even with his own work. But he, along with myself and hopefully some more researchers, I'm personally trying to be as intellectually honest as I can. And for sure, Joseph P. Farrell does the same thing, okay? And there's a guy named Daniel. Some of you may have heard of him. His name's Dark Journalist on his radio show. He's also very intellectually honest for the most part with his work. The only knock I have against Daniel at times, especially with his audience, sometimes they like to jump on the alien bandwagon to explain some of these UFOs. My friends, here's something very important to note, okay? And I plan on talking more about this on videos, hopefully in the future, and maybe on a website, that we need a whole new revision in the way we speak about UFOs. Sorry if I sound serious. It is a serious topic, friends. No, but seriously, we need a whole new revision the way we talk about UFOs, right? Because there should be no uncertainty about who's piloting them, whether it be the triangles, the flying discs, the cigar-shaped craft, all these different shapes of amazing UFOs that are going accelerating thousands of miles an hour. They can be seen turning right angles as well, 120-degree turns without decelerating. You can't do that, of course, we all know with conventional aircraft, because the pilot would be ripped apart by the G-forces. So they're obviously manipulating gravity in some way. They're manipulating the electromagnetism and gravity, very complicated, amazing propulsion systems. It started with those Nazis. And again, friends, I forget what I was even saying now. Anyway, so that's what's going on, friends. Again, this massive secret space program. Oh yeah, the Navy. And the reason why the Navy's largely in charge nowadays is because the Navy is all about building a fleet to fleet, you know, an organization of craft, in other words, right? You got your fleets of aircraft carriers, your fleets of submarines. So it's sort of an organization of craft. So that's where more of the totally unacknowledged special access programs rely with the space program. And we all know this, because if you look on their logos, on the Advanced Space Command badges and logos, it now says Advanced Space Command, literally on their badges, friends, and they have a logo for their Advanced Space Command or whatever it is. So, I mean, it's all there, friends. You just have to know what you're looking at, search for the truth, do your research. We truly live in amazing times, friends, but we need more transparency, okay? It's a vital exercise in our world today, friends. It really is. I love flexing because, again, it helps get that tone and definition in the muscles. I got to eat lunch soon, friends. I'm ultra lean right now, and I'm not in my 20s or 30s anymore. It's hard work, but it's worth it. Anyway, and remember, get good sleep, friends. Try, okay? You know, you can party once in a while. Sure, there's nothing wrong with partying, but try to live a balanced lifestyle, friends, for the most part, okay? And watch the heavy drinking, okay? A lot of women, especially, you know, women often want to lose weight, perhaps, and or detox. Well, you know, when you binge drink, and guys too, but especially with the women, when you binge drink, it really stores those fat calories, you know? So don't do it too often, hopefully. And guys, of course, guys who drink a lot of beer and or wine, whatever, especially the beer, it goes straight to the stomach, especially as you get older. Just be careful of that. But, you know, I don't expect everybody to play quite the importance on exercise as I do. I mean, again, I describe myself as a little bit of a fitness freak fanatic, just like my buddy John out in Burlington, right, Johnny? He's another fitness freak fanatic. He's more trying to be the bodybuilder, but it looks great on him. And I'm trying to look like a strong gymnast or boxer, because I always say they got the best bodies. Yeah. That's just my opinion. That's what I go for with my frame. You know, I'm not a big, huge guy. I don't need to pack on tons of muscle mass. And, you know, I don't want to walk like this like a lot of dudes, you know. I'm all about symmetry and proportion. Again, I'm not perfect, but I'm trying. So, friends, I hope you listen to what I had to say today I hope you listen to my introduction. Again, try to live a full, courageous life. Let's get the truth out there, okay? And we can make that societal shift eventually. I mean, even if, I wish we could all get millions of people or hundreds of thousands of people do a peaceful march in places like Area 51 or even Washington, D.C. with signs saying, let's get our anti-gravity, let's get this free energy. All these other free energy devices that brilliant people have come up with to try to help humanity, they've been suppressed largely by the shadow governments, by the deep state, you know, these elitists. Because again, Billy Carson, who owns his own space company, he tells you these people, they don't want to let go of their fundamental income. They don't want to let go of the enslavement of the human race. Enslavement, just Catherine Austin Fitts even tells you, the brilliant accountant Catherine Austin Fitts, who worked in the Bush administration, she even tells you, of course, enslavement is a huge economy, or it's a huge money grab for these people, unfortunately. It always has been. And we got to stop that, friends. I mean, I won't even get into the fact on this video, but very much, but let's just say, believe me, there is slave labor on one side of Mars going on, covert production manufacturing. Billy Carson even tells you. And you know, I keep bringing up this Billy Carson, my friends, because this guy owns his own space company, First Class Space Agency. So he has top secret clearance every year at the Space Symposium in Colorado. He's talking to the private space companies. He has to sign non-disclosure. He can't talk about what's exactly talked about in those meetings. But he tells you everything he legally can. And he tells you that, sure, of course, we're delivering massive military assets to the moon and Mars, he says in so many words, which I already knew. But the one thing I wasn't aware of, that sure, there is covert production on the one side of Mars going on, you better believe it, and he says slave labor. I mean, here's an example, friends, and Billy Carson, I'm sure, is aware of this. There is 800,000 people that disappear in the U.S. every year, 800,000. 500,000 are never seen again. Now, I understand certain people want to disappear for certain reasons, okay? You got a certain number of people that want to, but there are a lot of street kids, I believe, being taken as part of some of those disappearances that are going off-world, my friends. And that's not right, okay? It's scary. I know it sounds wild, but these governments, they have the technology and the wherewithal to be able to do that. And it's happening almost every day, probably, friends. And a lot of these disappearances also go to the underground bases, I believe. Maybe even the under-ocean bases, hopefully not, but definitely underground bases, and no doubt going on off-world. And so I just want people to be aware of this, okay, my friends? And again, hopefully we'll post some more videos. I might even post this one eventually on YouTube. I'm trying to use, again, I always will try to use this Facebook platform and will use it respectively. I like the privilege. And thanks for being my friends out there. And hopefully I have some fans too. So take care, everybody. Have a great day. Stay cool. I got to have a shower soon. Man, it's hot for all of us here in Ontario, Canada. Take care. See you, my friends. More workout videos to come too, I promise. See ya. Stay healthy.